How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So as we talked about in the last meeting, you mentioned that you're having trouble prioritizing certain activities just for you. You mentioned that sometimes, with all the stuff going on, you're in a certain set schedule, and as much as you have support and your friends, sometimes it's hard to prioritize you, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and it can be overwhelming at times. Am I correctly remembering that?
Yep. Yeah, that sums it up.
So today we're going to discuss, we're further going to discuss the behavior, just further lifestyle choices that you're making, and we're just going to talk about some advantages to that. So can you tell me some advantages to your lifestyle the way it is today? Like, what are some advantages that you see?
Like how it currently is.
Yeah.
Well, advantages is um I guess I have a good job that pays decently enough. It's, the job is has good hours that works really well for my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Um I'm going to college, so I know that's good that will get me ahead to be able to get a better job in the future. Um so prioritizing those is really helping me like further my career, which I know in the future will help a lot.
What I'm hearing is that there's, as much as all this stuff can be lost sometimes, or everything, all the things that you're doing right now, will help benefit you in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is completely understandable. So can you tell me some disadvantages to the lifestyle the way it is now?
Well, like I said, I'm not prioritizing myself, so like that I feel like I'm getting burnt out almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's causing a lot of stress, a lot of mental energy. I feel like it's being drained because I'm like working so hard and not like replenishing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel very stressed, very overwhelmed, kind of losing passion for certain stuff because I'm feeling burnt out.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. So I'm hearing the passion is decreasing because of the burnout that you're experiencing, which is understandable. Um, and again, we're here to help. We're here to talk through some things, and can last week we did discuss some change talk. So you did mention to me in your own words, you did mention that you want to change or you want to be able to prioritize certain things. What would that look like for you?
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess being able to like set time aside just to focus on like my hobbies and stuff, but and be able to do that without feeling guilty that I'm not doing other things.
Mhm. Remember, it doesn't have to be big changes in behavior, like the just small little things, just like that. And it is, if you don't know now, that's not something that is concerned. We'll figure it out as we go along, and it'll be something that we figure out. And we mentioned some advantages to changing behavior. Can you tell me some disadvantages to changing behavior?
I mean, I'm not really sure. I know that like I change behaviors like for a bit. I know I'm gonna feel guilty for taking care of myself. I
Mm-hmm.
know that might mean that I have to like take a step back from some of the additional roles I do at work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So those are all I completely understand the disadvantages that you're speaking about when you're talking about change of behavior. And again, like I mentioned before, like we're talking about stuff that we're changing in the future. So I'm mentioning to you like stuff that we can change, and it doesn't have to be fully cemented now. And in fact, they're able to, address certain negatives about change of behavior is already good because you're being able to have some insight about your own um, lifestyle and other things as well. Um, do you have so with this whole entire change that you mentioned last week, the change you want to make to prioritizing yourself a little bit and prioritizing things that you want to do? How important would this change be to you? If you can scale it on a scale of 1 to 10.
On like a scale 1 to 10, Probably like a 7 or 8. I know it's important that I make the change now before it gets worse.
Mm-hmm. And would you say that you're confident in making this change? That you could make this change?
I know I want to make the change. I'm not sure if I'm confident that I will be able to like follow through with it. I guess that's where it depends on what the change is. That's
Yeah,
where I'm having trouble.
the confidence, I will say it will come. It doesn't, just the fact that you're open and willing to making the change. I think that the confidence will slowly come. You know, it doesn't. You don't just. It doesn't happen just overnight. You know, working on
Mhm.
it and stuff like that. And again, just to quickly go back. So, in the importance of making the change, is it important to you? Not important to you, or extremely important?
It's important, I would say.
Okay, so mid, probably mid. Um, if wanting to make this change, how committed are you to make this change?
I think I'm pretty committed that I want to make the change. I
So
know
you, oh, I apologize. What were you saying?
I know that like it will help a lot if I make the change. So I would say I'm pretty committed to wanting to make the change.
Okay. And then you mentioned earlier that you would label your readiness or importance of making the change on a scale of 7. Um, why would the number be not a 10 in that situation?
I'm not sure. Because I know it's important, so it's definitely like higher than 5, but I feel like there's other stuff in my life that's also very important. So like I don't want to put everything else on the back burner to like prioritize myself. Like I just want to find a balance between it all.
Um, what would it take for your number to go to the higher level?
I'm not sure. Maybe once I start doing it and like following through on it, because
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm just worried that I want to make the change. I'm ready to make the change, but if I'm able to like instill it into my like daily habit.
Which is understandable. Um, so we're gonna specifically talk about a change plan. We're gonna measure that out. Specifically, you mentioned what will be specifically changed, and when do you think? So in terms of like if for instance for me like a change for me could be like not going to the grocery store and buying a certain food item for like a month or something because I know that that causes me to break out. And so specifically that specific example would be the change. Is there a specific thing that you would want to change just for the time being, just so we can get the ball rolling, for lack of a better word?
I guess I'd be able to like set aside a little bit of time, like maybe once a week, to like do something that just for myself that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's the first step. And you, what was the time frame that you can see yourself doing this in?
I guess I
And
might be able to like spend like 20 or 30 minutes once a week.
so by next session, do you think you'll be able to have like a plan of change in place?
I think so.
Hmm. Is there anyone else that is going to be involved in this, or is it just going to be something for yourself?
I think it's just going to be for myself. Like, I don't see anyone else necessarily being involved unless, like, I decide the time for myself is like going out with friends, maybe.
Right, and for this week, just for homework that I can give you, and just something, work on something for you, something that you prioritize for yourself, and that can be the first step, and that's the first step for everything. And um, is there anything else you discussed today?
No, I don't think so. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you so much for meeting with me. I hope to meet with you again next week.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.